Almost everyone believes the same thing about gaming keyboards. That a real one starts at around $150. That the big names, the ones with the loudest ads and the brightest lights, are the only boards worth trusting. They're wrong, and it's an expensive thing to be wrong about. Right now, there are keyboards selling for $45, $50, $60 that type better, last longer, and feel nicer than boards costing 3 times as much. Same switches, same build, sometimes literally the same factory. The only thing you're not paying for is the logo. This is, and today I'm handing you 5 keyboard brands that quietly embarrass the famous ones. Subscribe, because brand 4 is going to change what you think premium even means. Let's be honest about why the famous brands cost so much. You are not paying for better keys. You're paying for marketing, RGB software, and a name you already recognize. And here's the uncomfortable pattern the review world has quietly documented. The more flashy features a keyboard piles on, the more often it breaks. It's not a rumor. Corsair discontinued one of its most popular boards after its lit-up keys kept failing. Reviewers have logged the same story with Razer and other big names. LEDs dying, switches double-typing, all within a year or two. Think of it like a sports car covered in spoilers and screens. Every extra gadget is one more thing that can rattle loose. Meanwhile, the boring-looking car with a great engine just keeps running. And the gap isn't small. There's a whole layer of brands the gaming store shelves never show you. The ones the keyboard community actually buys. It's like a famous tourist restaurant with a line out the door, while one street over, the place where the chefs themselves eat sits half empty. Same city, wildly different value. Most people never turn the corner. The brands I'm about to show you build the engine and skip the spoilers. Let's get into them. First up, Redragon, the brand everyone scrolls past because the price looks fake. Their classic board, the K552, sells for around $45. For that, you get a real metal top plate, real mechanical switches, and a build that shrugs off years of abuse. Reviewers flatly call it the best value in budget gaming, a durable, no-frills board for fast shooters where every millisecond counts. Is it perfect? No. And I'll be straight with you, the switches it ships with feel a little dry compared to the pricier brands. But that's a $12 fix with a better keycap set, not a $100 one. For a first mechanical keyboard, nothing else at this price comes close. Number 2 has a slightly silly name and a seriously good reputation. Royal Kludge. Usually shortened to ARC. Here's the trick they pulled off. Wireless gaming keyboards from the big brands run well over $100. Royal Kludge gives you triple mode wireless, Bluetooth, a 2.4 GHz dongle, and wired plus hot-swappable switches on a board that costs $50 to $70. Reviewers have started calling it, simply, legendary value. Hot-swappable means if you ever don't like the feel, you pull the switches out with your fingers and drop new ones in. No soldering, no tools. That's a feature gaming brands charge a premium for, sitting on a $50 board. Picture it. A switch starts feeling mushy 2 years in. On a sealed big brand board, that's the day you go shopping for a new keyboard. On a Royal Kludge, it's a 30-second fix at your desk with a $5 pack of switches. One board you replace, the other you repair. Over a few years, that difference is real money. But hold on, because the next brand is where cheap stops feeling cheap at all. Number 3 is the one the keyboard nerds whisper about, Akko. If your priority is how a keyboard sounds and feels the moment you open the box, Akko wins. Full stop. Expert reviewers say their boards can beat Keychron on raw typing feel at the same price. And Keychron is already a beloved brand. You get thick, textured keycaps that don't go shiny in 6 months, smooth house brand switches, and a deep, satisfying sound right out of the box with zero modifications. No tinkering required. And they do it with distinctive, genuinely beautiful designs instead of the same black and RGB everyone else ships. Here's my honest opinion. Most people buying a $200 board are chasing exactly this feeling. Akko sells it for $60. And the connectivity isn't an afterthought either. Many of their boards pair to your laptop, your desktop, and a tablet at once, with a wireless dongle right in the box. That's the kind of detail you'd assume costs extra. It doesn't. Number 4. This is the one I promised would change what premium means to you. Epomaker. 2 things to know. First, they're everyday boards, and the brands they distribute, like a Jazz, pack features that belong on a $100 keyboard onto a $36 to $60 one. Gasket mounting for a soft bounce, layers of sound dampening, metal volume knobs, even a tiny little screen. Second, and this is the kicker, Epomaker makes a magnetic keyboard, the kind serious competitive players want, for around $99. Reviewers said flat out that it puts the big premium brands to shame. Magnetic boards from the famous names start at well over $150. So when someone tells you they spent $200 to get real performance, this is the board that quietly does the same job for half. Number 5 is for the competitive crowd. Lemokey. In esports right now, there's one feature everyone wants: adjustable, magnetic key sensitivity. The thing that lets you react a fraction faster than the other player. The brand famous for it charges a small fortune, and people have complained about paying over $300 only to find chipping paint. Lemokey delivers that same magnetic rapid trigger performance for noticeably less, with a build that doesn't fall apart. Reviewers put it right up against the expensive darling and found it holds its own. If you're buying for ranked play, this is the smart money. The pro's performance, without the collector's price tag. So here's the reframe. You don't choose a keyboard by brand. You choose it by the one feature you actually need. Just need a tough board for shooters? Redragon. Want wireless freedom cheap? Royal Kludge. Care most about feel and sound? Akko. Want flagship features for half price? Epomaker. Playing to win? Lemokey. The fair catch with all of them, the customer support won't hold your hand like a big company's might, and the names won't impress anyone glancing at your desk. That's the entire trade. You give up the bragging rights. You keep the $80, $100, $150 that the logo would have cost you. And do the quick math on that. Pick any one of these over the famous equivalent, and you pocket roughly $100. Outfit a household, a gaming desk, a work setup, a kid's room, and you've saved enough for the monitor to go with them. Same performance on the desk, a few $100s still in your pocket. That's the part that gets me. None of this is a secret. The reviews are public, the prices are right there, and yet millions of people still walk in, see the famous name, and pay double for less. Now you're not one of them. Before you buy your next board, check these 5 first. And if you think the keyboard brand tax is bad, wait until you see the next video, where the exact same hardware gets sold under different logos at triple the price. Subscribe so you catch it.